today we're just going to be looking at how this data set was transformed using Excel, Power BI, and SQL. So this is instruction to follow, guidelines for the task. So we have the link to download our data set, which I've already downloaded here on my device. As you can see, this is the sample superstore data. Then the first task is to import using Excel, to import data into Excel and inspect it, familiarize ourselves with columns and data types. And that's exactly what we have here. You can see the column, the header, the values, the records that we have in our table. Then the next step to follow is to create a pivot table showing the total sales by category and format the pivot table. But what we have here, when trying to familiarize myself with columns and data types, I could see clearly that the data is about sales reports, orders, shipping days, order days, different countries where the order is coming from, the product names, the category, and all other columns that are very relevant. We actually have three, but I structured this particular one for the purpose of the task we've been given. From my main file, the sample superstore, we're giving the first sheet others, and return, and then people. But for the purpose of this task we're looking at, we are more focused on this first sheet. So the next thing we have is to create a pivot table. So let's see how I did that. So the first task is to create a pivot table. This is our pivot table showing total sales by category. So what I did here, I came here, I selected pivot table here, and then selected sales. By category, and then from what we have here, we have to show total sales by category. So let's go back to the Excel. I'm just going to do a little editing of this to pick category instead. And as you can see, that's exactly what we have here. So we can see total sales by categories. This technology here, we have three categories: office supplies, furniture, and technology. This is total sales by category. Then the next task we have is to use Excel functions to provide the following information. The first is highest and lowest sales. So let's see. For highest and lowest sales, I use the maximum function. You just need to select the column you need. Column R, in this case, carries our sales data. So I used the equal to sign max, the max function, then I selected the entire column, and then it gave me the highest sales amount. Then for the lower sales, I also selected the formula bar. You can see by equal to mean, the minimum, then in bracket, the column in question, column R for our sales data. Then the next thing we have here is to get the total sales for technology category. So for the total sales for technology category, we have this function. This is the technology. I brought out value here to make it quite easy. While for the computation of the function, so we have equals to sum if. Is what we are trying to get is total sales technology category. So we are doing a sum if. Then you see the column O. What's on column O? We have on column O the category. So we are selecting from this entire category the different categories that we may have on this column. But what we are looking out for specifically is this technology as defined in F5, cell F5. And then we're saying that once this fulfills the command, you should go ahead and do the sum of sales. That's why it's sum of sales for every occurrence of technology on column A, category column. And what we have here. And to double check what we've done, we've already done a pivot table that has given us total amount, total sales for technology. That see we have the same value. So that means we're actually right. Then the next task we have here is to create visualization in Excel, such as a bar chart, line chart, or other appropriate graphs, visualize sales by segment. And that's exactly what has been done here. So I created a bar chart showing me total sales by category. These are the categories to that sales amount. Then the next thing we have here is to work on the Power BI. Import Excel data to Power BI and create a report. We've done that. I used get data. You can also go directly to Excel workbook. Then I imported my data. You check here, see our table view. This is a table, and this is the report view. Then in continuation of the task, I was asked to create a calculated column showing profits, which is equal to sales minus cost. Meanwhile, on our table, we already have the profits column. If you look at the Excel file that we imported, there's profit column already, but there's no cost column. So the best thing to do is to just get the cost column by calculating sales, subtracting profit from sales, and then that way you already have the missing link. So the missing link in this case is cost. We already have profit. So we just use sales and profit to get our costs. And that's exactly what I did here. So you see, I calculated cost. I added a new column. I came here, fixed the new column, and then imputed this formula, and it gave me this. So let's go back to our report. Then I continued with building visualization. Total sales and profit by category and segment. That's exactly what we have here. Our total sales and profit by segment and category. And then followed by sales trended over time and top 5 most profitable products. That's exactly what we have here. Sum of sales by product. These are the products that sum of sales made by this product, and sum of sales by year. So this shows the trend over the years. Then we have the final task. You can already see alongside all of this, we have our license, we have the report header showing us clearly what the report is all about, and then there is also the design and interactive dashboard allowing users to filter the videos by category segment or other fields. And this is exactly what we have here. You can filter by state. Once I click on any of this, you see our reports will change. When I click on any of the segments, it will affect data on our report. If I click on this as well, the data will change. So, and then we have another, there's also the advantage of Power BI over Excel for data visualization? Well, I included it on my dashboard. So we have first advantage the fact that Power BI can connect different data sources than Excel. Power BI's process time is faster than Excel, of course. And the Power BI dashboard are visually more interactive and visually appealing. And you can see this from what we have here, our visualization here, compared to what we have here. So there's so much more you can do with Power BI. So then now let's go back to our task. So we also have the SQL part. You can actually import Excel data into SQL database. I downloaded and installed the SQL database. And then I created the database supermat and then used supermat. These are queries to actually help us get started with the database. But before selecting from it, I have to create a table. I did a reflect my supermat database. Then on this table icon, I just did the right click, then clicked on table data import the file. This was the file I used, and then I just followed the prompts, imported my data. Then for the first instruction to get the count of orders from Superstore, I ran this query. The second instruction to get the total profit by category, and then ordering it in descending order, I also use this query. Then we also have where and having clause. Where and having clause are actually very different. Where clause allows you to filter data from specific groups. Looking at this example, let's use category from Superstore, where category costs furniture. So you can easily select, with this where clause, your query will return everything, everywhere you actually have all your categories, the sales amount for all these categories specified, the furniture category. Then we have the having clause. It kind of filters data from a group of rows in a query that is based on condition involving aggregate value. So you see there's an aggregate value with the having clause. So most time when you see an having clause, there's always an aggregate value closely related to it that is filtering data from. So that's all with the task. I think we are done. Yes. So we've explained the difference, visualize with Power BI, visualize with Excel. Thank you so much for having